This presentation provides an overview of the Victorian Auditor-General's report Managing Registered Sex Offenders. This audit examined whether registered sex offenders, or RSOs, are safely integrated into the community. While safely integrating RSOs involves a range of agencies, we focused on Victoria Police. We examined whether Victoria Police has governance structures that support strong capability and capacity in managing RSOs, and whether practices across the organisation support RSO management and minimise risk. Ineffective management could result in more RSOs breaching their reporting obligations or reoffending. This may decrease community safety and reduce public trust in the justice system. The Sex Offenders Registration Act of 2004, or the Act, established Victoria's sex offender registration scheme. Convicted sex offenders who are added to the register must inform police of a range of personal details, including their whereabouts, contact addresses, and employment. RSO's reporting periods depend on the number and nature of their offences and whether the offender was an adult or a child at the time. It is an indictable offence to fail to comply with reporting obligations. Victoria Police's responsibilities under the Act include verifying changes to the RSO's reportable information and investigating suspected reporting breaches and reoffending. Victoria Police also conducts offender management activities, which include risk assessing RSOs and tailoring offender management plans, or OMPs, for those rated medium or high risk. It also proactively investigates RSOs in the community. We found that RSO management responsibilities are spread broadly across Victoria Police. The Assistant Commissioner Intelligence and Covert Support Command, based in Melbourne, is accountable for the overall portfolio. Within this command, the Sex Offenders Registry is responsible for ensuring that RSO details are correctly recorded on the register. There are also 43 compliance manager units across the 4 police regions. These units do the bulk of the day-to-day management of RSOs by conducting compliance and offender management activities. There is no direct line management between the position accountable for the overall management of RSOs and the compliance managers in the regions. We found significant variation in the level of resourcing for RSO management across Victoria. Under Victoria Police's operational model, regional commanders have set up a variety of resource structures for the 43 compliance manager units. This means that compliance managers receive a good common baseline training course, but additional skill sets often depend on what unit they are in. May only spend a short time in the role, denying them the ability to benefit from adequate on-the-job training, have variable workloads depending on the ratio of compliance managers to RSOs and if a unit is dedicated to RSO management or not. This means that Victoria Police cannot be assured that all its units are best managing the risks offenders pose beyond the minimum legislated compliance requirements. The number of RSOs managed by each compliance manager in a unit varies significantly, from 3 RSOs up to 100 RSOs per compliance manager. Effective monitoring and reporting is impacted by a lack of information collection and analysis. On a positive note, Victoria Police has recently moved towards measuring more complex information on breaches and recidivism. However, it cannot systematically monitor the quality of offender management plans and whether compliance managers are implementing them as planned. Further, Victoria Police does not know the level of resources applied to managing RSOs, as it does not track the number of hours compliance managers spend on these tasks. We found a strong consensus among compliance manager units and some of Victoria Police's own initial work on what an ideal compliance manager unit would look like. These are resourced by the Sexual Offences and Child Abuse Investigation Teams, or SOCITs, which have additional skills in dealing with sex offenders. In teams dedicated to RSO management, would have at least 9 months in the role, and have an appropriate compliance manager to RSO ratio. Victoria Police has begun to examine establishing these ideal compliance manager units where possible. We encourage Victoria Police to progress this work. We made 9 recommendations to Victoria Police centred around continuing to investigate improvements to resource models and improving gaps in data collection, monitoring and reporting. For further information, please see the full report of this audit on our website at www.audit.vic.gov.au.